Hey guys, welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm Sir Justin.
And Pete is away for the holiday. We're having our New Year's Eve party here.
Really? It's just the two of us. When Pete's away, we enjoy the finer things.
Yes, I think by midnight my balls are going to drop.
Oh, finally puberty hits.
But we have three great titles to talk to you guys about. But before we get to that, we wanted to run through some New Year's resolutions.
Yes,
for you guys.
indeed. Not for us, because we've achieved perfection.
Pretty much.
As you know.
Yes.
And comment on.
But yeah, for some of our favorite characters. For example, we were thinking Batman's New Year's resolution is that he should make more sense in the new year.
Yeah, he speaks well, but he has too much going on, basically.
Yeah, a little too much.
I think for Green Lantern, try to find a good power for the color brown.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Good.
That's very nice. That's a good resolution.
Have you heard of the brown note? That could be some sort of... we could maybe use that.
I have heard of the brown note.
Have you guys heard of the brown note?
Wolverine, I think, is going to try to get himself out there more in the new year. Really, try to put his name out there.
Better catchphrase, appear more often in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best. He is at what he does, and what he does is one-shots. Yeah, maybe. Good. The X-Men, I think they could maybe use... now they're using the gay metaphor. I don't know what other groups they could go into as a metaphor for their superpowers.
Yeah, maybe women's lib.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
Great.
Samoans.
Animal rights.
Yeah.
maybe spayed or neutered. We can get
that's a good idea. There could be a character that throws blood on them.
Yeah.
Like Red Lanterns, maybe. Spider-Man, I think, try to make more deals with the devil in the new year. That's always very popular.
He has a lot of problems that he could solve that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least, I would say the Blob is going to try to lose some weight.
Finally.
Yay. So let's get into the titles. We're going to talk about Thor number 12, Batman 683, and New Avengers 48. So let's kick it off talking about Thor number 12.
Yeah.
This title is great.
Yeah, it's funny. This has been a real slow-moving title. I think JMS is really taking his time to establish what he wants the new Thor model to be. And this is such a great kind of standalone issue where we see the female Loki turning into the male Loki to go back in time and set up his character as Loki.
Here's the great thing about this particular issue, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a nice twist here that explains why Loki is a lady.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. We all should have realized it. I'm sure probably a bunch of you did.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. You're smart. But it's a great twist. It makes a lot of sense, and it's better than what I thought it was, which is, hey, wouldn't it be great if Loki was a lady?
Yeah! Man, tits!
This is a really well-written, well-drawn title.
And it's so rare to have a comic book that it kind of stands on its own, takes stock of all of the past, both in this series and all of these characters in general, and also creates a real ominous setup for the future, which I thought it really only brings the excitement level.
I'm really excited for the next issue.
I think 2009 is going to be the year for Thor.
Yeah. He's going to... I don't know, walk with a cane more. I can't think of anything. Let's move on and talk about Batman 683, second part of Last Rights, last issue by Grant Morrison for the foreseeable future.
Well,
I like this.
Me too.
I was surprised.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be a lot like the last issue, here's Batman's career seen through Grant Morrison's eyes. Instead, we actually have some sense being made of Batman and all this stuff that's been going on, including Final Crisis.
It makes me think, and I could be wrong about this, but that DC totally fucked up R.I.P. And the way that they fucked up R.I.P. is labeling it as Batman R.I.P. and making this huge deal without understanding where Grant Morrison's going. In my eyes, this issue has redeemed Grant Morrison on his way to Batman. Because it's not over. Batman R.I.P. was just part of the story. This continues the story, and it ends in Final Crisis.
It should have been Batman Final Crisis.
Yeah.
Which kind of has the same tone as R.I.P.
That's
anyway.
a great point.
That way, we could have seen from the beginning that this was all a metaphor, as opposed to is this real? How many of these characters are real? And now, just great moves in this. I love the line where he's using the tragedies of his life as a weapon. That was so cool. For those of you who haven't been reading this, essentially R.I.P. may or may not have been. First of all, Batman didn't die. Spoiler.
Second of all,
so stupid that became such a big thing.
Yeah, well, that's
such a
again
small part of the
because
story.
of DC. He didn't die. It didn't happen, and this is showing how it's part of Final Crisis. Essentially, most of RIP is Darkseid and his minions manipulating Batman's memories.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes a lot more sense.
Maybe these bubbles are going in my head, but I think that 2009 is going to be Lump's year.
Yeah. Oh man, that is a great character.
Yeah, great character.
Cheers.
Just like the song by President of the United States of America.
Peaches. Oh,
no,
sorry.
That's another great.
That's another great.
Presidents of the United States. Of America
Anyway,
song.
I think this issue was great. Pick it up.
Definitely. Let me
let's
just
move
pour
on.
you a little more
Thanks.
before our cheese plate arrives.
Let's move on and talk about New Avengers 48, pretty much officially kicking off the Dark Reign storyline. What do you think about this?
Well, this was so much like the birth of the New Avengers that I was like, this seems a little repetitive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I was mixed about that. I like where the story ends up, and I like what they're setting up, but again, it just seems like this doesn't really mean enough to me yet.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually actively feel with this new status quo, which is still kind of unclear to me.
Unqueer?
Yes, it's a little unclear to me. It's unclear to me exactly what the status quo is. Is there an initiative? Is anybody registered? Does it matter anymore? I mean, I feel like from reading this, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? The whole Civil War thing is out the window now. So, to me, that says there are too many Avengers teams.
Definitely, and there's going to be more
Yeah.
soon, so they have a real problem on their hands. But as opposed to DC, I think Marvel's done a good job with this big event of kind of having everything working at the same time, and the left hand knows what the right hand's doing.
Right.
So, like, maybe in relation to the initiative, if they are understanding it the same way that in the Iron Man book, where Norman Osborn's trying to get the information out of Iron Man so that he can control the initiative, maybe that applies here, and it's just kind of like, well, it's not happening because Norman Osborn is manipulating it.
Can I also add that I'm totally sick of Norman Osborn already?
Already?
It's ridiculous. It's too much. It's got to stop.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he has bad hair. Venom in this is just standing in the background.
With his tongue hanging out.
It's sad puppet.
He's the big bad of the Marvel Universe now, and I guess that's fine, but it just feels overdone to me.
Well, it's like a lot like Wolverine being in every book. You see him in every book doing the same thing and being like so evil. It's too simple. Like, we need some variety here. And though I do like, spoiler for the end of this issue, I like that we have Luke Cage going to him and being like, I need my baby back. I'm willing to do anything.
Yeah.
He wants his baby back.
Yeah, he wants his baby back.
Baby back ribs.
Baby back ribs. We're maybe having a little too much of a
Oh
New Year's
man,
party here.
this is wild.
This is great.
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
There's nobody to
Oh
kiss.
no. Oh geez, this is
Awkward. I guess we'll have to kiss you guys in the new year. I don't know what that means exactly.
we promise we're gonna kiss each and every one of you out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the new year, actually, we are going to have our best of 2008 when Pete comes back, so stay tuned for that. We'll probably be doing it next week or
Pete's
so.
out there kissing you right now. Watch out.
Yes, Pete is going door to door kissing people. That's why he's not here. If you have a question for us, you can write us at thecomicbookclub@yahoo.com. You can upload your video responses below, comment, let us know how we're doing.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
We don't know enough about ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're ever in New York on a Tuesday night,
come on down to the Comic Book Club live show, which is the People's Improv Theater, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., 29th Street in New York. 154 is the street address. Tell your cabbie, he knows where it is.
Yeah, these bubbles are going in my head a little bit.
Do I look like a stripper or a magician?
I don't know.
Am I right?
Great New Year's.